Celtics are the NBA World Champions in a grueling 7-game series with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Celtics, with the best record in the league, beat the team with the second best record in the league. The final score, Boston 111 and Los Angeles 102. 15 world titles. Another banner will be hung from the rafters at Boston Garden. We will have the presentation of the O'Brien Trophy to the new world champions. Pat O'Brien will try to get a word from the Lakers. We'll be back with Brent Musburger and the gang with post-game ceremonies in just a moment. Hang high, another banner from the Boston Garden. The Celtics have done it. It is number 15 for this proud franchise. And with me now is the commissioner of the NBA, David Stern, and of course the retiring general manager, Red Auerbach, and the man, Casey Jones, who did a brilliant coaching job in this series. Commissioner?
What a spectacular finale to a record-breaking season, Red. It's my pleasure to present the Laurie O'Brien Trophy to the NBA World Champion 1984 Boston Celtics. Congratulations to Red Auerbach. Number 15, what a way to go. Congratulations to Casey Jones, who did a great job all year. And congratulations to Alan Cohn, Don Gaston, and all the league for their ownership.
Brett, how do you feel? How does number 15 make you feel?
It feels great. Whatever happened to the Los Angeles dynasty? You guys been talking about a dynasty. Here's where it is, right here. That's the dynasty. We're the best team in the world right now. The best. There they are out there.
You got the best coach in the world. Casey, a brilliant coaching job.
Thank you very much. I did the whole thing by myself, and I got some help from Laurie Bird. Thanks to these guys, they helped me throughout the whole year, and much appreciated.
Let me grab a word with a couple of the players. Cedric, let me ask you about this. What this championship means to you and the Celtics.
Oh, it's great. It's great. And I think we play with our hearts. I'd like to say hello to my mom, to all my frat brothers, all the makers out there in the world. We're number 1, baby. Yeah.
Larry Bird, congratulations. You were the most valuable player. And I must add that they said you were going to be the MVP if Boston even lost this game tonight. That's how great this series was. What does it mean to Larry?
Well, it means a lot, but there's a lot of players out there still capable of winning the MVP award, Bernard King and Barr and some of the others. But right now, we're still happy about winning.
Larry, does this get you even with Magic for what happened between Michigan State and Indiana State all those years ago?
Yeah, we're professionals now, but I want this for Terre Haute.
You won it for Terre Haute, I'll tell you that. Great series, and we're going to be back with Dennis Johnson and some of the other stuff.
I'm going out back.
For the Boston Celtics locker room in just a moment. Larry, thank you. The celebration continues here in Boston. And with me now, I suppose, are the two most maligned guards in the entire NBA. Gerald Henderson on my right, Dennis Johnson on my left. Gerald, I've got to go back to game 2. I think that your moment when you stole that ball and tied that game may have been the single biggest moment of the series.
We had to have that game, and it proved to be a vital one for us because that carried us right into this game.
When you were finally put on Magic Johnson, you did a fabulous job. Did you know you could do it?
Well, I'll tell you like this. I came here in a year like this, and I was on a bench, and nobody thought I could do it, but I believed in myself, and Case and the team believed in me, and I just wanted to repay him back. And by God, Dennis Johnson got out of the court and worked his tail off, and we all won a championship.
Everybody, they talk about our backcourt all year long, about we can't shoot from the outside, but we make things happen. And we made it happen tonight.
I think they've said it all from down here. Let's go upstairs now to Dick Stockton. Thank you very much, Brent. And I've got the two experts with me right now, Kevin Lockery on my right and Tommy Heinsohn on my left. Kevin, how'd you look at this series?
I think something happened in Game 4, Dick. When they put Dennis Johnson, the Celtics put Dennis Johnson on Magic Johnson, that turned the series around. Also in that game, it became a physical series. The Lakers were not as physical, particularly in Game 7 at the Celtics, and that turned it around.
Glad to have you with us, as usual. Tommy?
I think this was one of the all-time great series. It had everything. It had players playing great. It had players playing poorly, rebounding, physical violence, coaches making charges in the press, players making charges in the press, and best of all, it had a class basketball game.
And the Boston Celtics, who last summer had an ownership problem, Red Auerbach was quitting, Bill Fitch resigned, two players were unhappy, and Larry Bird and Kevin McHale, and it looked like this once proud franchise was in disarray. But they fixed it up in a hurry. What happened is that Bird and Kevin McHale were signed, they found new owners, and of course Red Auerbach stayed on. He named Casey Jones as the head coach. They acquired Dennis Johnson, and a team that was really shaky last summer now has won its 15th World Championship. So this is Dick Stockton for Brent Musburger, Tom Heinsohn, Pat O'Brien, Kevin Lockery, saying so long from the Boston Garden, where the Boston Celtics have beaten the Los Angeles Lakers.
Less than 3 minutes played in the game. 2-on-2 break. Harris is the trailer. Larry will take it. Got it.
Really took advantage of that.
A cut DJ. Will have to hit that outside shot. Bird the steal. Saw that one coming. Will Willis catch him? Nope. Basket to Willis. Bird, great up fake. Webb is out there. Seasting is going to have him covering him defensively. Bird wants it. Come on. That type of play. Bird. Bird is the man. Nice up fake. Boston 2-on-1, and Webb is back.
Getting interesting.
Bird. Yes. Larry loops to Parrish. Won't get down. Bird is there. A double pick. Takes it. Got it.
He doesn't score points.
Bird working on Wilkins.
Oh, that was a
Yes.
realm of helping to create this win.
Bird.
Bird, one-on-one. Dominique trying to contain him a little bit. And there's Dominique with the right hand, well below the ball.
Larry Bird. That takes it out of bounds and gets it in play. Worthy didn't bother Dean Johnson going to the scorer's table. Larry Bird to McHale. Counted. Walton to Bird. Bird with a great pass on the drive as he draws the traffic. McHale goes up late. Larry Bird with a great pass on the offensive end. Larry Bird, three-pointer. Counted. Larry Bird wide open. You can't get it. Larry Bird again wide open, and they have
On a penetration move. Bird over Woolridge. Bird, pick and roll, decides to go strong to the hoop. Zenon banks. Bird, off the wing, the basket, point lead. Bird, inside the three-point line, hit Larry Bird. Not an easy task. Oakley comes out to meet him, and Bird hits. 40 to go. Bird going in on Banks. And Larry Bird wants to play that type of defense. Larry Bird gets the Burton. Bird, 1 second on the clock. It's a three-pointer. Bird has to pop out as they could have called a foul. Instead, Bird, as the clock is winding down, has to. Down 2-0. 2 more games coming up. Bird goes for three. Bird and Jordan at the start. Block. Paxson has a shot blocked, and Ames will get an easy basket. Woolridge on Bird. Bird. Woolridge, a good play to get to him. A minute gone by. Bird hits, and the Celtics. Bird on the cut, gets away from McCray and Perry. Sampson ahead to Larry Bird. To McHale on the cut. Beautiful.
He allowed McHale to get into position. Here it is. Runs by Robert. But using some bodies. They were running smoothly. There it is again.
This time he did it to Reed. Basket goes.
A little bit of everything, I'll tell you.
DJ. Now Bird, three.
So that's why it's tough to guard a penetration.
Beautiful. Walton to Larry trying to maneuver on Reed. Hoping for a double team. Wheels baseline, 2 for Larry Bird.
Reed with a good lateral movement with the feet. Keeps them in position. Forces them to...
Now Walton. Larry Bird, three-pointer. Oh, wow. Any passion at all.
When you depend on your superstar to get you 30 a game all season long, and all of a sudden,
Dennis Johnson for the Celts. Off to Larry Bird. Kicks it to Ames. He hits.
keep up this tempo, Atlanta. Dominique is going to have a big night. Got on him, and they've tried Willis on him, all with the same degree of success or lack of it.
Bird and Ainge, two-man fast break. Danny lays it off to Bird. Beautiful. We're informed that it is now possible that Bill Walton will not play at all tonight. Bird. It came before the Bird shot. Larry pops it anyway.
Well, because he's got a complete arsenal of offensive moves.
Oh, great pass by Larry with 10.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Bird winds up from 3. Yes, Larry Bird missed it.
Yeah, a lot of wasted motion there. Made a tough shot out of what should have been an easy one.
Bird, 3 in a row. Rivers, Ainge back the other way, and now Bird for the Celtics makes the pass. Bang! Larry Bird.
So, let's see what happens. I think we...
tries to go along the baseline, kicks it back to Bird. Bird fires. Bird hits. They triple team Bird. He gets it in the front court to Johnson. Back to Larry Bird. Whoa, look at that. Pass to Danny Ainge.
On the board to clear out. And here's Bird. Rusty watching him. Great pass to McHale. He's got a special feature at the half. Great pass to Ainge offensively.
The bad shot by Moncrief. And Harry Scott comes to play at the start of this ball game.
Bird's first shot. Outlet to Dennis Johnson. Bird's in the middle. Right back to DJ. Another fine.
Bird's playing a guard. He's 6'9".
Three-pointer. Here's Ainge. Back to Bird. Hale. Hit it to Bird. Down by Bird.
He's going to see the double, or he's going to go one-on-one. Oh, my goodness. How did he do that? The patience of Larry Bird, and there he is, wide open. Parrish underneath for the layup. That's just so beautiful.
Tomorrow. And, of course, we will be here covering game 4 of the Eastern Conference. McHale hitting nation. And you can see it in the eyes of the Bucks here this afternoon as Bird, 5 men on the floor for Casey. Great pass by Walton on it. McHale charged for it. He goes down. Larry Bird tries for a loose ball and gets it to McHale. And to Parrish. Ainge's three-pointer. Tapped by Bird to McHale. And they are letting one slip away. A three-pointer by Bird.
Well, I guess the media press has been on his case.
Look at that. DJ. Low, Bird, yes, magnificent.
It's all about.
Bird gets it to Kite, slams it home.
And then anticipating the pass.
Bird trying to go on Brunfeld and scoops it in.
Good.
Bird pops it and hits at the end of the third quarter.
Good. And that also is what affects their shooting average.
Bird just kisses it off the glass.
Quickly to Bird in half court. Now he waits for the Chief to come, finds him, the two. Lindsay uses the screen by McHale, looks for Bird, finds it. I was just about to... Gervin firing away again. Next play, Dean tipped it out. Bird found McHale on the break. Defensive rebound. 11 of the 13 belong to Gervin. Bird goes coast to coast. And I don't think DJ will be too upset about that. Here goes Bird for 3. The door was wide open. Impressively, they've got 35 points already in the first quarter. Goes Larry to the hoop. Got to make it 37 maybe. That wasn't a lot of headwork there. Bird wants it. Got it. Both of those. Right. Bird backdoor. Sneaking his way through for 2. Larry steps back for 3. Larry pulls up on it. By Dennis Johnson. Long lead pass to Bird.
Don Carter, the owner of the Mavericks team, to get back here at 3 in the morning with Larry Bird. Kevin McHale with his third try. Again, he's short, and Larry Bird with a wonderful, unenviable pass right there. And he paid the price, Davis. And that's a good pass from Walton to a forward. Feasting finally misses, but Bird doesn't. Shot clock at 10. Perkins with the long arm. Bird gets a three-point try. And again, there are the Celtics. Larry Bird. Good Larry Bird. Excellent pass. Of course, he's one of the leading three-point field goal shooters. As Larry Bird hits it and counters 9 rebounds in the first half. Larry Bird. Larry Bird. 15 to go here in the third quarter. And Larry Bird has 32. It was at 10 just moments ago. Ellis goes for the steal and pays it just a few minutes ago. Larry Bird with the left hand. Larry Bird, three-pointer. Count it. Two-man game for Boston. Larry Bird only needs one-man game. But they lead by 4 with 12 seconds. Bird, three-pointer. Count it. Larry Bird comes back. Larry Bird. It's a 1-point lead with 4 seconds remaining.
Defensive plays by Scott Wedman to start the game here.
Bird winds up again downtown and he hits. They're not shooting lights out here.
I'll tell you,
Bird deep in the right-hand corner gets 2. The basketball and out of range. Ahead to Bird. Has time to measure and hits.
But a lot of times they become positive.
Bird, flick of the wrist for 2. DJ looking for some help. Finds Bird at the top of the key, and Larry hits here with the other hand.
Reception of that
beautiful job by Walton. Found Parrish being played loosely by Sigma. They find Bird along the baseline, 23. 18 feet does not hit. Bird gets the rebound. Larry down court to Robert Parrish. Beautiful pass. Stuck by Robert. Seastein. Johnson finds Bird cutting through. Beautiful job.
But it was effective. Just used a lot of muscle.
Bird.
There's a little underhand left-handed.
Bird off to Walton.
Go low to Bird. Gets the double team. Wants it. Bird wants it. Yeah. Bird wants to back in Whitman. Shoots over. Inside McHale. Good block by Rollins. Basket goes. Clear aside to DJ and Bird. Larry swooping in.
So I was curious to see if he was going to yank him after that.
Bird free for 2 and a good look. Webb on the double. Ainge left open. Bird for 3. Scott. Rebound good night. Quickly to McHale on the cut to Bird. Yeah, up ahead Bird. Finds McHale. To run the fast break. You just got to move your feet up and down the floor.
Well, you know, there's that old saying that the ball moves.
Harris now goes for 2. Robert goes down the lane on a cut. Larry comes and gets it. Underneath to Bird. Yes, sir. Bird, the up fake on Livingston. And then hit.
Bird just hit him with a screen, then gets it back to McHale coming through, and Bird's 14-8. Billy, what are the Bucks doing defensively here as Bird hits that field
Play. I see a lot more intensity just by the physical play.
Look at that left-handed. Bird. Here for the 3rd straight game. Moncrief is trying it. Bird's three-pointer, waiting for it. Hodges runs down the loose ball. Larry Bird comes up with it. Here's McHale. They haven't given up. Bird, the Celtics trying to close him out. Bird off the fake and a run back to Parrish.
Sidney Moncrief, he's coming back in, but is he a healthy Sidney Moncrief?
Meanwhile, Bird. Parrish gets it back to Bird, who takes a three-pointer of his own. Gets it to Walton. Bird, three-pointer. Oh, he bangs in and out.
I think he has a burning desire to be a coach because, and I'll tell you, I played with him, I coached him. He would be a great teacher.
Here it is. A three-pointer from Bird.
Walks off the court.
Sold out for a month. Bird winds up three-pointer. Yes, Laurie Bird leading 11-8 on Bird's last three-pointer, so he tries another one. Of course! Why not? 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. Bird backdoor. Celtics being able to go low offensively. Another one. Another Bird back to Celtics by one. They double Bird. That leaves Parrish open over the head pass. Punches the right, change of speed. Now to Bird. Leans in, leans back, and hits. Slapped out of his hand. Bird winds up again, 3 points. 3 for 3.
Himself into better shape.
Bird again. Three again. 4 for 4. Bird and Wedman up front. Larry has yet to miss in the game. He still hasn't missed in the game.
We were talking about a player who's come over from another club. He came from Seattle. Bird.
Now Bird steps behind the three-point line, feeds it to Walton, lays it in. Larry's on C-team. Dennis Johnson is in, replacing Carlisle. Bird's turnaround. What a go!
Oh.
Larry for three. Around 20 feet. That's how packed in the defense has got to be. He's listed at 260, and he's every bit of that. There's Bird gets free underneath and goes with the left hand. Out to him for a second. There's Bird, back door. Bird through for two. What we're trying to do at this ball club was create offense, fast break offense, change the rhythm. Oh, nice. Really good turn. DJ. Still perfect. Find the open man. They all can stick it from about 18 feet. 12 straight by the Nets, and Bird buries the three-pointer. Bird uses the screen. Fine. Harris. Once you do that, you got to double team the man with the ball. Bird. 3 more. Going to go back to him. McHale was trying to find him. Outside, too. Bird outside. Virginia paid an awful lot of money for him, and that's one owner saying, you got to play the guy we paid. Bird. DJ, couple of fakes. Bird's there. Nice. Club. Larry will shake it. Yeah. 4 on 3 this trip. Bird. In the corner, Bird. Step back for 3. Bird, little up fake. Underneath the DJ. Fast break. And also take advantage of those outside shots. They're not going out. What? So point. Bill Walton up off the bench. Bird. For 3. Larry wants another one. Yes, Bird. 2. Bird takes the little left-handed runner. That's Hartford. This unit in there for the Cavs, a little bit better defensive ball club. At least more experience. Bird going back door, gets the ball back from Walton. Count it and a foul. Bird 3. Yes. Larry tries again. Yes. Just let my players play. Bird watches Lee go by. He hits. A little bit by the pick by Bird. A little fake. A little up fake. See you later, Keith. Back, and now he puts a little number on, Turpin, who didn't know. Should I, Johnson? Parrish on the cut to Bird. Got it. DJ spins off to Bird. The runner goes in a foul. The rebound. Bird's ahead of the field. Bird. Hit won't go. Second one does. Being guarded by Barkley. Bird fight. Back to Jay. That's the type of foul that I just mentioned before. Bird for 2. There's neither fish nor foul. Into Paris. Bird pops out. He's the short. Bird. Boys will lighten up as he was bringing the ball up. Nobody got that. 3 for Bird. Harris over Barkley again. Bird carves out some space to Walton for 2. Bird wants the ball. Nice pass. What a pass by Cece. Walton was looking for Parrish inside. Outside. Larry looks for 3.
Barkley. They move it around. Bird is 3 for 3.
Must make in order to help the 6th team.
Bird on Barkley. Yes.
Middle.
Bird wants him again. Underneath. McHale for 2.
He's supposed to get it.
Bird, little fake on Barkley. Back to McHale.
Watch it from another angle. Barkley was trying to take him to the middle. Never gets back to get in at McHale.
Not even close. Bullet pass. Bird for 2.
He was really a distinctive PA guy.
Bird for 3. Nice. Nice. Bird isolated on Zay. By him. Up ahead to Bird. Larry's got some daylight. For 2.
7-3 Pacers. Bird got his first 2. Bullet pass. Walton for 2. Walton to DJ. Out to Bird. Larry the runner. Side here. 0 for 7. Bird cutting through. Got it. But he gets burned every once in a while. Low post. Bird works on Garnett. Lifts a few paces and lays it in. We'll be right back. Takes it to the middle with his left hand. Bounce pass to Larry. Back to Danny for 2. Oh, at least once more. Selfie get it back 2. Bird quick fire for 2. Like that. Like that. You got to go. But Bird ahead of the pack. Goes on Tisdale. He'll run back into the paint, and Stefanovic pulls up. He's got a shot. 12th turnover on the Indiana Pacers. Bird takes the three-point attempt. Good pass to Wedman. Scotland, Johnson's got it. Off to Bird, over to Wedman. 2. We have Bird for an official. Larry will try. Still looking to rub him off and does. They're up a dozen. Bird got open. Bird kept 2 more. Kind of skip it through to Bird underneath. Line passes it to Walton. Back to Larry. Under to Robert. 2. Bird pops out. Takes it through. Bird just right around the frame.
The game has deserted them.
Bird will try deep.
Yeah. Street situation. He should be a lawyer.
Bird's free.
Harris will have to be the ball.
Bird picks off the pass. 9th turnover. Wedman won't get down. Larry there for the follow. Got it! Bird, there's the backdoor play. Peterson picks up the 5. Beneath. Finds Larry top of the key. Bird's quick turnaround. Larry on Silva downstairs. Bird for 3. 29 points now for Larry Bird. Make it 31. Bird alone on Reed. Spins through.
There's Bird. Bird against Kersey.
The rebound. Bird's by himself the other end.
Scoring load. So you've got a chance to double up on him and force him to give the ball up.
Boy, anything he throws up.
Bird is open. Larry Bird over Kersey. Doesn't matter where.
Well, Bird's still down there. Louis. Too far. Bird's there. The shot clock ticks under 10. Larry Bird. For 3. Around for Ainge. There's Bird. Had Kersey turned the wrong way, but the Blazers stuffed the middle anyway. They have some good defense, though. Ainge for Bird. Another three-point try. Clyde. Then Johnson and Bird.
Bird along with Jerome Kersey. Kersey with 10. Paxson.
Bird at the other end.
Wide guard inside for Bird it goes.
C-stick for Larry Bird.
Bird with the left hand, and it stays for Bird. Your advantage.
And they got 3 fouls real quick, penetrated. Bird.
Thompson does a good job of controlling. Almost a turnover. Bird misses, but gets his own shot.
Means to Bird and back. Over to Johnson. 10 seconds. You see the time. Larry Bird ties it. Johnson for Bird.
Now that is a shot you can't.
Blazers up by a point.
Now Bird can't beat you right there. You got to keep them under control. They don't.
Bird. Larry Bird. Larry Bird. He won the long distance defense calls against the Lakers. Larry Bird outside hit. Larry Bird as he misses from the corner. Bird inside gets the basket. Top of the key. It'll count. The basket is good. Larry Bird gets the basket. Tommy, and of course the Lakers are the best shooting team in the NBA. Larry Bird.
Smart move by Byron Scott.
Double team of Bird with Cooper and Worthy. Walton inside. The basket. Forward Carlisle and Johnson. Bird over E.C. Green. And Larry Bird.
Dueling passes, and the rest ought to be fun. They came along with it.
Floyd. So there's a switch in the backcourt matchup. Larry Bird. Missed it. And the Celtics 3-on-2 to Bird. On the turnover. McHale. Foul. Celtics defense inside is tremendous. Bird. To Walton. Mass Boston Garden crowd. Larry Bird trying to get the Celtics on track again, and he does. Got the height advantage in there. Reed on Dennis Johnson. Bird. Bird working against McCray, gambling. Bird going in and hits the layup. He's on Lloyd now, doubling on Sampson, and takes the ball away. 3-on-1 for the Boston. Under 8 minutes to go in the fourth. Bird. The last resort. Hits a three-pointer from the corner. And Ames, releasing the other way, gets 2 of them back. He loses it on a turnover again. Bird in three-point territory. Steal. Ames 2-on-1 with Bird.
Game 1.
Bird, and the ball in good position. Found the open man.
Action. Bird just mesmerizes Olajuwon with the fake and then slips it nicely.
Bird working against McCray. And Larry Bird.
That's power forward.
Bird looking for the open man. Finds him again. Jerry Cece.
You're going to see McHale come up with a great Bird, a great fake. Olajuwon never knew where the ball was. Bird.
Bird, ball away. The Celtics are up on Bird in the 3-point. Green hits another. Puts the move on him. Harris. Bird hits outside. Bird finds Harris.
Right to the sideline. They spread out the defense. Beautiful fast break.
Bird. Green. Still must win another game in Boston. Larry Bird. Third period. Here's game 2. Bird. What a pass from Dennis Johnson. He's pressed 8 on the shot clock. Bird's been marvelous.
Well, he uses fake. I'll tell you, he doesn't beat anybody with speed, but he gets you to commit to where he wants you to go to create an opening.
First half have only 7 points between them here in the second. Bird. McCray on Bird. Step back shot. Danny Ainge missing. McHale and Bird underneath. Here's Bird.
and a basket. 48 seconds in the period, 13 on the shot clock. Bird. Here's Bird, 3-on-1 Boston. Pass back, Bird.
May have nightmares guarding Larry Bird.
What a pass to McHale. And Wiggins fighting Bird. He beats McHale. Robert Reed. Aims to Bird. Pulls up in the line.
It's a tough thing for a young player to come in and get in the finals. Doesn't have to
Johnson. There's Sampson and Baldwin. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Bird wants a 3 out of it. He gets it. One. McRae didn't go for the fake. Pass back.
And even when that years of playoff experience breeds.
Ainge from Bird. On the parquet floor.
Years ago. And now we played in front of probably 15, 16,000. Now the Final Four, 72,000 people saw the game. It's really incredible.
Well, I don't know if 70-some thousand can see it, but they're here. Probably watching on Jumbotron, but you know, it's amazing how the game has come so far, and all the time they put into it to make it better. So the NCAA has done a great job, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. When we first came in, it was 32 teams, now it's 64. There's a lot of quality teams out there.
Yeah, and I'd say that we put the madness in March. You know, in that game that we had, still the highest rated finals in NCAA history. What did you think happened? Why did we were able to capture the imagination of everybody around the country?
You know, I'm still amazed by that, but you know, the TV ratings back then, people just had 4 or 5 channels to pick from. Now they got 400, but I think it was just, in my case, people really didn't see me play on national TV. I was from a mid-major school, and then you come in and with all the hype and the play that you did and the struggles you had early in your season, and we were undefeated and we're playing against a Big Ten champion, and I think it just caught everybody's attention. And here it is 30 years later, and they still ask a lot of questions about it.
Still today. Then we both go on. You go to the Boston Celtics, which I don't know who did this, but basketball gods shine down on us. You end up with Boston. I end up in LA. We went on to win many championships. Tell me your experience in Boston. How was that experience?
Well, it's one of the greatest experiences of my life. I grew up in Boston. I was very fortunate to go to a small school where I felt comfortable. I love the city of Terre Haute. But once I left, I was nervous about getting out there and getting settled. But once I got settled in and got to know my way around a little bit in Boston, I knew it was a perfect fit for me. And knowing you was on the West Coast, I was on the East Coast, I was just dreaming about the next chance I get to play with.
Yeah, well, you know what? The NCAA finals created this rivalry that now fans could carry over to the NCAA. And then we were able to meet a couple times in the final. Tell me how your Celtic team would match up against the champion this season championship, Boston.
Well, it's really hard to tell because I never really played against any of them, but I know their defense was excellent. I think they won the championship because of their defense. I know Paul Pierce is a very, very good player, and Ray Allen's always been one of my favorites because he shoots the ball extremely well and knows how to play them. And they got Kevin Garnett. Then they got a lot of role players that fill the role. I don't know how we would have competed against them, but obviously with the teams that we had, 84 and 86, I thought in 84 we got lucky and came back and beat the guys. But in 86 was a team that I thought was our best team in Boston. And I would take that team and challenge anyone.
Why is it that the Celtic players make great presidents in June? Kevin McHale, Minnesota, hanging with Boston, and you with the Pacers. What is it about you?
Well, I don't know if we're great, but we've had some success, and I think when it's all said and done, you'll see our body of work. But we still have a long way to go. I think it's just because we got our back. If you look around the players we coach, the guys that went on coaching and GMs, it was a large amount of guys that have been successful when they're playing the league.
Tell me about your Pacers. Rebuilding, and you got some great young talent. But tell us about your Pacers.
Yeah, we had a situation there for 2 or 3 years. And Our players really serve the city and franchise, and really hurt us. And I decided to go in a different direction. And when you do that, Irving, you take away a lot of your talent. So we're really in a rebuilding mode. And last year we were fortunate to be able to get 2 young players. I think will help us in the long run. But it's a rebuilding situation. But hopefully we get there sooner than later. It's going to take some time.
Well, I talked to you, and you really took some of those incidents personally, and it really hurt you because you want everything to go well. You played the game the right way. You love the state of Indiana. So tell me how you feel about this team now. You're feeling good about it representing not only yourself but the city of Indiana.
Oh, no question about it. The players we have there are quality players, great individuals. I take any of them home with me. They're sweethearts. But we just got to get better. Obviously, we got some holes to fill. And in the near future, hoping to plug them holes and start winning a lot of games.
Keita Granger, outstanding small forward, and shoot the lights out, score from anywhere on the court. What makes him a great player?
His heart. I mean, he came in and wanted to be a great player. He does all his extra work. He's made great strides in the last 4 years. He wants to be the #1 guy, and he's going to do whatever he can to be that guy. And you know, through your career, if you want to be somebody, it takes a lot of work. You got to put a lot of pressure on your shoulders, and you got to carry guys along. You got to make the guys around you better. That's one thing Daniel's got to work on. He's a very good basketball player, but once he starts figuring out the guys are with him, he can make them better. It's going to be a lot easier on himself.
Smartest player you ever played?
With
Dennis
Johnson.
Best player you ever played with?
Probably Dennis Johnson. It's close between Kevin and Dennis. They're 2 different types of players, but I always thought if we really needed something, and Dennis always said I'm a 44% shooter during the regular season and 60 in the playoffs.
That's
but
right.
Kevin was incredible. You played against him. But DJ, I thought was a guy I loved to play with. He thought the same way I did, and pretty good.
I want to take fans back to your retirement days. And I was in the locker room, and a lot of fans don't know this, but I had my Laker warm-up on, but I didn't bring a shirt. So when I asked the trainer for a T-shirt and to put on up under my Laker warm-up, so won't you take it from there and tell the people what happened?
Well, I seen it. I seen you ask for a T-shirt. I seen what they gave you. And once we got out there on the stage, we were walking around, I could see the boss had set a T-shirt underneath. So I couldn't let it go. I just had to rip that thing open and let all the Celtics things. If you really wanted to be a Celtic, but it might be your last time to be on the grass. But it was a pretty good moment. I still sign all this business.
And that was a great moment for me as well. Larry, I don't know if there ever will be a rivalry quite like yours and mine. And it's amazing, 2 Midwest boys, relatively large families, mama's boys. What made it special was we couldn't run fast, we couldn't jump high, but we loved to compete. What will it take now for the NBA to come back? Because I keep telling people, takes rivalries like the ones we had, the Celtics versus the Lakers, for it to really be strong. What do you think?
Well, in the 80s, early 80s, we came to the league and we were new and we were trying to throw our way around, and we were fortunate enough to win a championship here and there. But really, when it got to 84 on through, Charles came in the league, Michael came in the league, Patrick, John Stockton, Karl Malone. You can just keep naming David Robinson later on. But there was more and more great players coming to our league, guys that would do anything to win, and were very competitive. We have a lot of great players in our league now. We just don't have as many. We don't have the rivalries that we used to have. I love to play against, obviously you throughout. I'd love to compete against Michael and Charles and guys. Now it's a little different, but I think once these younger guys come on, a lot of them came out of school early, and once they get older and they feel that they got an opportunity to win a championship, I think they'll be more competitive and a lot better players.
And then back to the Boston-Philly rivalry, back to the Detroit-Chicago, Michael versus Isaiah and his Pistons. That's what we need more of. And then tell me this, 3 of our friends went into the Hall of Fame this year. So if I said Michael Jordan, what would you say?
I think unbelievable. I can tell you some things that happened in the game against us. One time I turned, I jumped, and he still went. His knees almost hit me in the chin. And that's when I realized that this guy's pretty special for his jumping ability, but cat quick. He closed down a pass lane as fast as anybody ever seen, and just a phenomenal player.
Non-stop.
One of the smartest players I've played against. So very crafty with the ball. Would always watch the defense, what they were going to do. If they made a mistake, the ball was delivered right on the money.
And then finally, David Robinson.
David Robinson was big and strong and very agile for a big man. He scored points in bunches and covered up a lot of space. Great up and down the court. Reminded me of Robert Parrish when Robert was young. So very skilled player.
Give me your take on the three today guys right quick. LeBron James.
He could be one of the best small forwards ever played. And I think he's close to that. All he's got to do is win some.
Kobe Bryant.
He's my favorite. I think he's the best I've seen in a long, long time. I would never compare him to Michael, but if anyone close to him, he's one.
Chris Paul.
Chris Paul is crafty. I mean, I seen Chris in practice in college. I never dreamed that he'd be this good this early. I knew he had a lot of talent, but very crafty player. Reminds me a lot of John Stockton.
And finally, Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade is incredible. He takes a lot of beating out there, and he continues to come through. Last year, he had a down year, and I watched him play a lot this year. He's just an incredible basketball player.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.